Now on CoastTV News.
Lewes power problems.
Your children, your pets, it's not good for any of them.
4 outages in 2 days in extreme heat.
The Georgetown Circle.
Being more safe for the general public.
How one committee is working to protect people and the circle itself.
Speaker under fire, a cease and desist letter sent to House Speaker Melissa Minor Brown. The accusations tied to a controversial corporate law bill.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Power lines in Lewes experiencing outages. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with 4 power outages in Lewes in just the past 2 days.
Right now, the Lewes Board of Public Works says these outages are not because of the heat. They're not being caused by people using more power to keep their home cool. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Lewes. And Brandon, you're on a street where multiple people were without power this week.
Maddie, the Lewes BPW serves 3,500 people, and in talking with a few, they say these outages happened at Monday and Tuesday night at around 9 and 10 at night, and there was also an early morning outage as well.
4 outages in 48 hours in the middle of a dangerous heat wave.
It's scary.
John Bornman lives on Savannah Road and says he worries especially about the early morning outages.
If it happens at, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're sleeping, you may be okay, but the elderly, your children, your pets, it's not good for any of them.
The Lewes BPW says the longest outage was at an hour and the shortest at around 15 minutes. But the Board of Public Works says none of this is heat related.
I spoke to one man off camera here in Lewes who experienced each and every one of these power outages. And while he tells me the outage itself was bad, the most frustrating part was the rebooting process after the power came back on of electronics and his AC.
President of the Lewes BPW Board, Tom Pineda, says this is a regional problem with the grid provider for the area. And while heat doesn't seem to be the problem right now, with current temps, it's a good idea to manage how much electricity you're using.
In general, at this time, with this heat wave, people should be conserving electricity because we don't want the grid to go out.
Right now, the power is working, the AC is kicking, but in the middle of a dangerous heat wave, people are worried about what happens if the lights go out.
Pineda tells me there's an evaluation happening right now in Lewes to find the cause of what caused these power outages, but he couldn't 100% confirm that these outages will stop. Live in Lewes, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
3 o'clock this afternoon, there were 2 outages reported from Delaware Electric Co-op within the last day and 0 from Delmarva Power.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, do you change how you use electricity during these heat waves?
Let's see if these have changed since 5 o'clock. They have a little bit. 49% say they shift the time they really use electricity. That's what I said. 45% say no change, and 6% say they use less air conditioning.
If you haven't voted yet, or if you want to leave a comment, go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. We will show you updated results on CoastTV News at 11.
Because of the heat, roads have started to buckle. This has happened on multiple roads in Sussex County. Look at this, including Route 113 and Route 1 near Milford and near 5 Points as well. DelDOT says this happens when the pavement materials expand. DelDOT is using grinding equipment to smooth the roads and remove any danger. Speaking of the heat, let's take a live look outside into Ocean City. Ooh, those guys on the boat must be pretty darn hot. As we turn it over to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, who's in for Paul. Chris, is it ever going to cool down?
It is. We are going to see the humidity, though, stick around. You'll see that here momentarily. But I'll tell you what, if it's going to be this hot, might as well break some records while we're at it, right? Well, after not hitting 100 since 2019, we hit 100 the past 2 days, breaking records today. Another record shattered. 96 was the previous record set back in 1952. And we have been well over 90 degrees really since last Wednesday. You can see well over 90s, and then this extreme heat really kicked in on Monday, back on the 15th of the month. We were at 68 degrees. Remember that cool Sunday we had? 100 degrees, there was that high in Georgetown. We were at 97 for a high in Cambridge, 99 Salisbury, 93 in Ocean City. Still quite steamy out there. Milford checking in at 97 degrees. Could see a few pop-up thunderstorms here for the next hour or two. Most of the area stays dry. We fall to around 82 by around 10 this evening. You can see temperatures away from the coast, 97 Seaford. We're at 96 Bridgeville, 95 Gumboro. A bit cooler at the coast with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, but still feels like 96 in Bethany Beach. Feels like 111 in Milton, 105 in Georgetown when you factor in the air temperature and the dew point. Now we have thunderstorms off to our south and north. We have a thunderstorm just over the bay there. That's pushing very slowly to the south. We have severe thunderstorms breaking out just to the west of Philly and across South Jersey. These are all pushing to the southeast. Again, a few stray thunderstorms this evening. The heat wave pushes on tomorrow. One more day, we'll see those heat indices anywhere between 100 to 105. Watching for the threat of more showers and storms tomorrow afternoon, some of which could pack some damaging wind threats. Everyone won't see the rain, and then that backdoor cold front comes through Friday, putting an end to the heat wave, but the humidity is going to be sticking around, but we will see more clouds than sun into our Friday, and then we're going to see those daily thunderstorm chances really through the weekend. We'll talk more about that in the full 7-day forecast a little later on. Maddie?
Chris, thank you. New tonight, the family of Gavin Knupp, the 14-year-old killed in a hit-and-run in Berlin in 2022, they're suing the driver and his family. The Knupp family is seeking at least $1.2 million in damages. Family is suing driver Tyler Mayu, his mother, stepfather, and then employer. The suit alleges negligence and infliction of emotional distress. Mayu currently incarcerated after pleading guilty to criminal charges earlier this year.
We are still waiting to hear when a special election will be held for District 20. This after Stell Parker-Selby resigned on Tuesday after being absent the entire legislative session. In the meantime, Republican Nikki Miller is making another run for District 20. She officially filed for the 2026 election today. Miller nearly flipped the seat in 2024, losing to Stell Parker-Selby by just 275 votes. Miller says she's hoping to run in the special election once the filing opens, but the 2026 race was already on her radar.
I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for the opportunity of a special because I think that's something that a lot of people don't get the chance to do. And so I'll be able to learn, hopefully if I'm the selected candidate, but I'll be able to learn the process of a special. And now that I know what a regular campaign looks like, how to accelerate that.
No Democrats have filed for the District 20 seat in the 2026 election yet. Officials with the District 20 Democratic Committee say they are interviewing candidates for the special election this weekend.
On the same day, Stell Parker-Selby resigned. Delaware Speaker of the House Melissa Minor Brown facing new controversy.
House Democrat Sharia Moore of Middletown sent the Speaker a cease and desist letter.
CoastTV News reporter and anchor Christina DeRobertis in the newsroom. Christina, Representative Moore is accusing Minor Brown of retaliation and defamation.
Yeah, Maddie and Charlie, according to the letter sent by Sharia Moore's attorneys to Minor Brown, the issue is stemming from Senate Bill 21. It was a controversial Senate bill that changed Delaware's corporate law. And now here's a look at that letter. Moore is alleging that Minor Brown retaliated against her after Moore spoke out in opposition to the Senate bill. The letter also claims Minor Brown made defamatory comments to a news outlet after Minor Brown removed Moore from the House Administration Committee. And we did reach out to Speaker Minor Brown about the cease and desist. She said she hadn't gotten the chance to read it yet, but she also said, quote, "Right now, with 3 days of session left, I'm focusing on making sure we meet our constitutional deadline to pass a balanced budget by June 30th and that we are delivering for our constituents." Now, Moore's attorneys are demanding a public apology within 30 days, or they say legal action could follow. Back to you guys.
Tonight, police are investigating a man who was found dead in a car in Rehoboth Beach. Listen to the details. According to officers, police responded to Olive Avenue Tuesday evening for a report of an odor coming from a parked car. When they got there, they saw a dead man inside the car, partially covered. It is being classified as a suspicious death.
and we're just getting started this evening.
An Idaho potato tour in Delaware, just how big this storied spud is.
And we have another warm night ahead of us. Spotty storm is possible, but temperatures just barely getting below that 80-degree mark tonight. We'll talk more about some storm chances tomorrow, my full forecast.
But first, the Georgetown Circle, how members of the community are planning to make the area safer when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The Georgetown Circle seen from above, and it's the topic that one committee has been focusing on for a month, including today.
On the table at this meeting, everything from safety to monuments and more.
Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings live in Georgetown. Zakia, one of the reasons that committee was formed is people kept crashing into the circle.
Maddie, Charlie, those accidents damaged monuments that honored fallen officers, one of them being former Police Chief Harvey Gregg. His monument stood where I am standing right now. However, that was damaged by one of those accidents, and it's part of the reason why the town now has the circle surrounded by these bollards. However, the town says they are still working to make this area safer for all. Driving in circles. It's something everyone who's been through Georgetown has to do, and keeping this circle safe is the goal of the Georgetown Circle Advisory Committee, a committee created after people somehow kept running into the circle.
We were formed last year in response to the number of traffic accidents we were having and damage being done to the circle. Georgetown's town manager, Gene Dvornik, says there have been multiple additions to the circle to help increase safety and awareness. We've got the right-hand turn arrows. We've put up speed limit signs indicating you're entering the circle 15 miles. We also have a flashing light. Charlie Koski is on the Circle Advisory Committee, and along with safety, the group is looking at the placement of the monuments for two fallen officers that were destroyed by cars. That's an issue that has been a little divisive, with the committee and the town considering moving the monuments, while the families of the fallen officers want them returned to their original locations.
There's some changes to be made with the monuments. The town is taking into consideration the family's feelings about that, and I just look forward to it being more safe for the general public.
No final decisions have been made on the monuments just yet. For now, the committee is still weighing options, with the ultimate goal of making the circle safer for everyone. One of the other monuments damaged belonged to fallen patrolman Chad Spicer. His monument used to sit here on the portion of the circle closest to North Bedford Street. Dvornik says the town is working with Delmarva Power to add another street light to North Bedford Street. That is in design, it needs approval, and then there will be construction. We will keep you updated. Live in Georgetown, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
Well, we'll squeeze out one more 90-degree plus temperature tomorrow on Delmarva before some scattered showers and storms develop through the afternoon. Feeling, though, like 105 with the humidity. We'll talk about more thunderstorm chances in the days ahead in that full 7-day forecast. Well, we're winding down yet another record-setting day here on Delmarva. Beautiful shot of Lewes, bright blue skies there, but it is very hot still, 95 right now, and temperatures falling to around 82 by around 10. Spot shower storm possible, but most of the area stays dry. It's been quite a streak, 8 straight days of 90-degree plus temperatures, back-to-back 100-degree days. We're shy of that by a degree on Monday, and you can see temperatures still holding at 100 in Georgetown. We're at 97 in Seaford, 95 Salisbury, 86 Bethany Beach. We have a bit of a sea breeze kicking in there, but when you factor in the air temperature and the dew points, well, it feels like 110 Redden, 107 in Seaford, and 107 in Salisbury. Now, we're going to get a bit of a break from the 90s into Friday after tomorrow. But unfortunately, we're going to stay between that 70 to 75 degree range as far as the dew points are concerned, so it's going to stay quite humid. Now, we have a few scattered showers and storms developing, severe storms developing west of Philly. We have one severe storm there just moving through Wildwood, New Jersey, but we're kind of sandwiched between areas of shower and thunderstorm activity to the south. But this big high pressure system is going to begin weakening here, and we're going to see this cold front push to the south here over the next day or so. Pushes through on Friday. You see rain chances very scattered here, and then we'll see a bit more widespread rain Sunday night, and then a better chance on Tuesday. So we stay a bit unsettled Another warm and muggy night with temperatures falling only in the mid to upper 70s. We broke record lows the past 2 nights under partly cloudy skies. So we have one more day of the heat. Heat index tomorrow anywhere between 100 to 106 with those gusty thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Friday, more clouds than sun. Tomorrow, looking at 92 inland, 94 across the eastern shore, and we are looking at 85 along the shore. Now, we do have a marginal risk of severe storms tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center. Could see a brief gusty thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon after those heat indices, anywhere between 100 to 105. And then there's the storms firing up after about 3 o'clock tomorrow, pushing through the area and then pretty much winding down as the sun sets. East wind on Friday, more clouds than sun. Temperatures, I think, barely get to 80, believe it or not. But again, still very muggy out there. Cold front comes through on Tuesday, giving us a better chance of storms, but we keep that thunderstorm threat in play through the weekend. So we're at 75 tonight, warm and muggy, 91 last day of the heat wave, and then we're down to 80 on Friday with a few scattered showers and storms the whole day, not a complete washout. And despite seeing thunderstorms every day here, it's not going to be a complete washout of a weekend, but turning hotter. Saturday, I think we will see some triple-digit heat indices, so we're going to kind of hover right around the 90-degree mark through the weekend. And then we're at 91 on Monday, and then back up to 93 Tuesday with a stronger cold front coming through, cooling us down to 86 on Wednesday.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The first round of the NBA draft is tonight. Here's what you need to know before 8 o'clock. Duke's Cooper Flagg is going #1 overall to the Dallas Mavericks. The 18-year-old from Newport, Maine was the Naismith Player of the Year and won't turn 19 until after his first NBA season begins. After that, the fun begins. The Sixers entered today with the 3rd pick, and the Wizards follow shortly after with the 6th overall selection. You can watch live coverage on ESPN. You baseball fans can head back over to DSN tonight, and hopefully it's just as entertaining at Purdue as it was last evening. The Shorebirds put 13 runs on the board in a win over the Carolina Mudcats. It's Delmarva's 2nd most in a game this year. First pitch against the Brewers Single-A affiliate is set for 7:05. And the big club plays a rubber game against the Texas Rangers tonight. Baltimore went from being no-hit last evening through 6 to leading 5-4 in the 7th, but Texas ultimately won in 10 innings, 6-5. Baltimore is trying to win its 4th series in the month of June. First pitch is just a couple minutes away at 6:35. That's it for sports. We'll see you later on tonight.
Butter and sour cream, the Idaho Potato Tour made its way to Delaware again, visiting Parsons Farm in Dagsboro.
The Super Spud is 28 feet long, 13 feet tall, and is carried around on the back of a truck. Check that out. Despite the intense heat, people came from all over to see that potato and take pictures in front of it.
People are generally really excited to see it, whether it's their first time or they've been tracking us for a while.
How many years has it been happening now? It's at least 5 in my memory, if not more. And every year, Lily likes to come by and see the giant potato.
It's an impossible potato. I don't know what's going on here. The tour has hit all 50 states, including Hawaii. The hot potato will be passed on to its next stop in New York, Friday the 27th.
A lot of French fries could be made with that potato for sure. I'm a big French fry guy. Well, I'll tell you what, the Skeeter meter, we are at a high range here with the humidity sticking around extreme, very high through the weekend. Sean McNamara, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, you're the winner of our Paul Davison brother. You can get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert weather phone. And there you see we're down to 80 on Friday. And then we keep the shower and storm threat really kind of daily Saturday through Tuesday, right back up near the low 90s.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news and local weather and potatoes, download our Coast TV News app.
The nightly news is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.